So what we're doing here is we're going to replace the extruder gear. It's a dual gear assembly, and I had originally replaced a single geared extruder that came with the ender because the arm had cracked, like 99% of them. And on this one, the gear that's underneath here is actually cutting into this metal plate here. So it's time to replace this. I've bought a new one, and it's a little bit different. It's got a little washer in it, so they've modified this so it'll work a little better. And the first thing I've got, you can see I've still got the filament, so I've heated the hot end to 210 because this is PLA, and I'm going to pull this filament out. And that did not work. So now I'm going to cool it back down. Put it back down to 0. So now the process will be to take all of this apart. I'll need a wrench for that. Need to pull this out. So that's out now. Every time I touch it, it drops down. So let's bring it up a little bit so I can work on it. Need to remove this spring. This one, because it had the yellow spring, that was a challenge to get in, put in. The new one has the yellow spring and the old style spring. See, we're going to have an issue here. But that's okay, taking it apart, not putting it together. Trying to do this to keep my arms out of the camera. It's probably not going to work. Can't get my fingers on it to turn it. I knew I was either going to replace the extruder or open this up and put a little washer under it so that it wouldn't wear as much. And there we go. Look how much it's been eating away at the filament as it goes through. Just happen to be using white. So that's off. Naturally different size Allens. This one I can actually spin. And there should be another one back here that I can't see. Oops, I'm dropping the motor, aren't I? That would not be a good thing. Since I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, so the last thing will be to get the gear off of the motor shaft. So we've got the gear off. So that's how you remove the old one. One of the first things you have to do is get that gear on. There is a flat side to the shaft, so you make sure the set screw is on the flat side. And it's on there now, but it's not on tight. Okay. Okay. Still got the screws stuck in there. Okay, I'm going to do the countersunk screw first. If I can grab the Allen wrench. You know, what's the fun of doing stuff if you don't mess up? Okay, so that's in there. Let's tighten them down. Again. Okay, those are in. And then we put this guy in for the spring. Okay, so as soon as that started pushing, I stopped turning. This screw has to go in here. To hold the spring from the other side. And that just went underneath the printer. So it's tightened down, and then your spring goes in between the two, like so. And in a perfect world, I will be able to get that screw into here. But we all know this is not a perfect world. And then everything will line up, and I'll be happy. But we know that's not going to happen. You can't tell where that screw hole's at because everything's covered. Makes it just quite a bit difficult. Can't see it from either side. There we go. Got it. And I know the camera is not going to see 90% of this. Okay, that's tight. I'm going to make sure. I don't know what hex screw does this. It's tightened up now. Hopefully that gear still turns. Maybe not. Maybe I got it too tight. We'll find out when we use it. So that should be the install for the extruder. Now we probably could cut that off and put it in. It's pushed in all the way now. And there's a new little blue clip for it. So that should be good. And the only thing left will be to tighten this screw if need be. And that tightens the tension on the spring. Now I need to get a little piece of filament. Where's my knife? And we'll put the filament through. So you can already see we're not matching up at all. I got to bring that up quite a bit. But I'm not going to be able to get to it. You want it right in the center. which is right where we're, and it dropped down because it's not tight. So I'm going to need to turn my motor just a little bit. So I had a problem where the set screw was over here and I could not get to it. So I had to heat the thing up. Now I can get at the set screw. So we should be pretty good. So I can put in my little piece of filament. Oops. Oh, nothing's ever easy, is it? Okay, and just dropped it down again. Head it up, dropped it down. Okay, the gears are in there now. So let's see if I can get my filament in without dropping it. Right about there is where we need to be. Now we can have access, tighten up the set screw, and everything in a perfect world should be good. So that's, even with problems, how you install a new extruder or replacement extruder.